Okay, for my garbage person of the week, it's someone who has this topic has ended people in the trash recently for attempting to destroy whatever is left of American democracy. It is Louis DeJoy is my garbage person. And he's been garbage this morning. He's gonna continue to be garbage throughout the day because he is doing his testifying before the US Senate right now. And he is confirming effectively what we knew about why he's there and what he wants to happen in the election. So he said in his testimony that he will not reinstall more than 600 mail sorting machines that have been removed under his leadership. Postal workers say the removal of those machines have contributed to major mail delays that could affect whether mail ballots are counted in the 2020 election. So it's been an absolute disaster. There's an LA Times article about dead animals in the mail and rotting produce and things like that. So when we saw his statement earlier this week about, no, I'm not gonna do anything more, whatever, until the election, we wondered, is this going to be absolute BS? Or at least what form of BS is it gonna be? Well, he's not gonna actually reverse those things. So the emergency condition that we're in, the disaster, will continue because that's the goal. He said specifically there is no intention to do that. They are not needed. But by no definition, political or just for a concern over the delivery of medication, no objective person thinks that they're not needed. They are desperately needed. But what they are not needed for is being there if you want to make sure that people can't vote in a timely fashion and make sure that all the votes are counted on election night. And that is, of course, the goal. And so they will remain out of service. We got 59 machines in Florida, 58 in Texas, and then it goes down from there. But these are in very big populous states, important states for the election. And so that was obviously dishonest. Now, I have a couple other things I'm gonna mention, but Brett, what do you think about the pick of DeJoy?
It's a great choice. I agree with you. He is a garbage person. So his installation in this position is the same as Judge Doom and Roger Rabbit. Like, I bought the red car so I could dismantle it. Like he, instead of a trolley in this situation, it's the entire US Postal Service that he's in charge of. So he could make money, not with a freeway, but with eliminating democracy in the country best known for it. Whether that's accurate or not, but like
Greece.
We are supposed to Greece. Thank you, John. Thanks for your etymology.
Oh, you had all of your quotations earlier. I get to make one Greece reference.
That was a good joke. It was great.
Thank you.
Tell me more, John.
I will, because there is more. Okay, so he also said this. He said, I have never spoken to the president about the Postal Service other than to congratulate me when I accepted the position. Which is interesting that you've never talked to him about the Postal Service. You just got congratulated. And Trump had said that he hadn't met with him. And in fact, Jim Acosta has a tweet saying just this past Sunday, Trump said he hasn't spoken to DeJoy. But White House confirms the two met last week on Monday. Okay, so he says they didn't meet. Then the White House is like, okay, they did meet. So then the spokesperson says, oh, but it was just a meeting to congratulate DeJoy on being confirmed. But he was confirmed months ago. Why all of a sudden now would they be meeting about that? No, that doesn't pass any smell test.
Convenient. Yeah, it's convenient that it is exactly the thing that you were on record for. Perfect, nailed it. We really accounted for all parts of that, didn't we? And and how long was the meeting? Because and those two aren't mutually exclusive because congratulations on getting confirmed. Don't know how we did that. Now, also this will allow you to dismantle the post office the way that we always planned for it to happen. And there's so much nefarious about this. There's the incidental standard Republican approach to government operations, which is my argument is that anything run by the government now is wasteful. You should give that money to me so I can run it. My friends, the people who've donated to me, so I can it's just a way to privatize something so that a private corporation consisting of like 20 people can run it instead of like employing government workers who many more can make an actual salary and living with good benefits and a stable job off of it. But also the explicit job of getting rid of making mail-in voting as precarious as they said it would be. They're fulfilling the prophecy that they made. This isn't, hey, it's really bad out there and just look for yourself. It's like, no, it's really bad out there because you made it bad. The US Postal Service gets everywhere. And the private companies that y'all are saying are so great at it don't. And they cost way more money. This is just a grab for cash.
Totally, and maybe I'm in a bubble as to the amount of success they've had in pushing this, but the idea that Trump on the one hand is saying it's going to be a disaster while they're obviously doing everything they can to make it a disaster, that seems like, yeah, shouldn't we not let them do that? Maybe they're not. But in terms of your ability to vote, DeJoy had a little bit to say about that after saying he's not going to put those machines back in order. He says, asked what advice he'd give voters amid concerns, he says, vote early. So that's
Thank you.
Nice and insulting.
I will,
Okay,
and
vote
that's
early.
the only option that I have now, thanks to you and your terribleness.
Yeah,
and
or
also
could you plug the machines back in? That would be cool. Could you do that? No, just vote weeks early. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna pause all the things that we were doing to the post office. That's like pausing the Jenga after you toppled it. Oh,
Exactly.
Plank. It's like, let's just put a pin in this. Leave it right as it is.
And so in that reference where I said plug them back in, you might be thinking, well, but didn't they take the machines away? And for a lot of them, they did take the machines away, but they didn't take all of them away. And some, they literally just disconnected them. And so you might say, well, if he's not gonna be continuing this policy, then it is as easy as just plugging those machines in. But no, because according to Motherboard on Vice, USPS headquarters tells managers not to reconnect mail sorting machines. And we have a bit of the letter saying they are not to reconnect, reinstall machines that have previously been disconnected without approval from HQ maintenance, no matter what direction they are getting from their plant manager. So even if the manager's like, no, we can totally use this and we need to, this is an emergency, you are not to reconnect the machine that is just sitting there that could solve the problem. This could not be more explicit as to what they're trying to do.
It's the answer. It's the answer. The answer to not being able to go out and vote, there's three answers. One, we could have like outside courtyards to make it safer. Two, we can open the polling places for longer, alleviating the crunch on all that. Another thing we can do is younger, healthier people can volunteer to be poll workers because they tend to be older, sicker people, so to speak, closer to death's door. Already. And anyways, and then the third thing is make mail-in voting easier and more and universal. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. And they haven't.
It might help them. Like
all these states already sent voting applications. It can go, it can come back. We've proven it. We're just gonna do it again.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. But they're not going to. So that is why he remains this week's garbage person. The last garbage person of phase one of the lockdown. But wait, there's one more. And that is the TDR community garbage person. So we posted on our community tab a few different options that were recommended by viewers, and 16,000 of you have voted. And at the #1 spot, Louis DeJoy. So bad we all now know his name.
That's great.
At 46%. For doing that. Mitch McConnell comes in at second and 31. This is actually one of the closer votes for taking a vacation while Americans suffer and for everything else about him. 14% went to the DNC for giving Republicans way more time than AOC. By the way, on that, the recount has a great chart of the distribution of speaking roles going back many conventions, plotted against the percentage of the Democratic electorate that says that they're liberal. And it is a directly inverse relationship. Every single convention, more Democrats say they're liberal, and at every single convention, a higher percentage of the speaking roles go to conservatives. It's amazing.
Liberal's such a weird thing.
I know it is, but the numbers are going up. It wasn't
liberal is a barb from progressive, and so fewer and fewer of them should probably say it. I don't know, like it's a barb coming from progressives, so to speak.
I understand that, but if the options you're given are liberal or conservative. Anyway, yeah, and 8% of the vote went to the meatpacking industry for doing nothing while workers got COVID. I'm glad that you guys are so focused on that. We were talking about it earlier this week. So thank you everybody for voting, the 16,000 of you that did. He is indeed garbage, now twice over. So he's twice baked garbage.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.